Hey, so that Chevelle's almost ending, dude. What do you have to say about that?
10 days. What is 10 days?
10 days.
Yeah, 10 days.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. What do they say? With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, Uncle Ben said that, dude.
That's it.
Yeah. So what else we got going on today, dude? Turning some wrenches. You got the guys working.
Yeah, should we just get into it? Full garage update? Okay, let me.
Yeah, let's just do it.
Last garage update, we showed you guys the 67 Chevelle on the lift. This beautiful color. It's a Lexus Nori green. This car is ready to start getting reassembled. What we started doing is putting some of the components together outside of the car. So let's show you, we got the engine painted. It's all, it's got a special oil pan for it with baffling for the handling capabilities. We painted that. We painted the cylinder heads. We're kind of going for like a kind of a clean, modern look on the engine bay without so much plumbing because there's no supercharger. So we're assembling engine and trans. We're getting ready to put that drivetrain in the car for the last time, hopefully. So that's exciting. The Road Runner that we talked about last time, I think we've started talking about game plan with this car. I think right now kind of our wish list is going to be a big block 440. We have a good 440 that we might spice up a little bit with some heads and a cam package. I'm leaning towards 6-speed manual. It was so good in the 68 Chargers that we did. The big block 6-speed combination is just incredible. So we're leaning towards that, and then of course all upgraded suspension. It already has good wheel with disc brakes, but I think we're gonna go full QA1. We've done it on so many of these Mopars. Such a great, it just changes the handling characteristics of the car. We're debating whether we leave it blue. This B5 blue is just incredible. We also like these cars in black, which we lean on a lot, so it's a possibility. Let us know in the comments what you think.
Now, we've had a few questions about this car, like how it kind of came from the factory. Was this car originally blue like this?
Yeah, this is original blue paint, and it's been restored at one point, probably a while ago.
I'm excited about doing a big block 6-speed because honestly, it'll drive just as nice as it does now. I
love the big block 6-speed combo because those engines make a lot of low end torque. You don't have to get a lot of RPM out of them to really feel the power. So having more gears and keeping it in that lower RPM range, it's just gonna be a better driving experience.
Yeah, I mean, we saw how easily Brandon McGinnis was able to take his 68 Charger out on the road for the first time ever and drive it.
Going fast.
And the freeway speeds too. I mean, it keeps the RPMs really low, so big blocks are super thirsty, so anything you can do to keep those RPMs low and not tax the engine so much. I mean, he drove it through the desert in the heat, and it's just real helpful to keep those engines in that lower RPM range. They're torque monsters, so they like that.
Yeah.
And then the 69 Chevelle. This is the car. I can't believe that this thing is finally gonna go to somebody. I'm really gonna miss it. We put a lot of heart and soul into this car. We built this tailor-made to be a giveaway car, so there was no compromises. There was a lot of neat little touches that we didn't get to do on a lot of our other cars. And it's our favorite car in the stable, so it's gonna be something special when someone else gets behind the wheel and they own this car and they take it. It's in their garage. It's gonna be something special. I can't wait for that, so I'm excited.
Nice.
Yeah.
What else we got going on?
So we have an upcoming car. So this is gonna be after this Chevelle. And this is the 68 Camaro with the LT4 supercharged engine. We got it up on the lift because we're taking a bunch of photos of the undercarriage so that when we promote the car, there's photos of everything inside and out of the car. And kind of showing off some of the suspension stuff. The car is very classic looking on the outside, but it has an Morrison subframe with C6 Corvette front suspension parts like control arms and spindles. So the geometry is really good in the front with the steering rack, the suspension geometry, the coilovers. It has strange engineering coilovers on the front that are fully adjustable. And then the back has a RideTech 4-link with adjustable coilovers in the back as well. So the car really, really drives well. I mean, it feels really planted. It hooks up because of the mini tub and the wider tires. These Continental tires are pretty sticky. So with the 6-speed and everything, although the car makes a lot of power, it actually does hook up, and it feels extremely fast. It has a really good power to weight ratio. One of the faster cars that I've driven that we've had, just because of how it puts the power down. Really, that's what makes all the difference in this car. So
we've done 4 Camaros before this one. Is this the best driving one yet?
Hands down. This has like the best suspension upgrades on it, the best engine and trans combo, the best paint job, and it's a beautiful black paint job. It's like an almost perfect black paint job. So this is hands down the best one. It's going to be hard to top, you know, the supercharged Chevelle, but this is a very close second. So, you know, only one person is going to win that Chevelle. So if you don't win it, don't be disappointed. That's what's coming next. So it's like back-to-back heaters. So
back-to-back supercharged 6-speed cars.
That's it. So
yeah.
There's no slacking. This is just fast cars at this point. So
yeah.
So that thing's pretty much ready. It's dialed. Taking photos of it. We've had another little project going that we've been really focusing on, and that's this Bronco. So it's 70 Bronco. This thing has a 302. So it's a non-roller 302, but we've been going through and dialing in a ton of stuff on this car. So we painted the engine bay, SV Body and Paint did all the exterior, so they painted it gray.
What color specifically is this?
This is Leadfoot Gray, which is a Ford factory color.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, this one's got the 302 aluminum radiator. We're just doing a ton of upgrades to it. It's got power brakes, a Willwood master cylinder, Borgeson steering box upgrade. So just a ton of stuff. Headers, all silicone hoses. The wiring is all American Auto wire, so it's a full replacement harness. And then we've done some stuff in the interior. So there is a like smooth dash replacement that went in. We're going to kind of limit the amount of switches on there. We have a Dakota digital gauge insert that's going in there, and then we'll do vintage air AC. It has some like brown leather interior that's all done. We're going to bolt those seats in. We were debating on like carpet, whether we're going to put carpet in this or not. I think we decided we are going to go with carpet. But this will be for our sister company, Forged 4x4. They've never done a classic. They do a lot of modern 4x4s. So if you're interested in any of that type of stuff, overlanding, camping, Forged 4x4 is our sister giveaway company that does all that modern 4x4 stuff. And we're starting to cross over a little bit with a classic. So we'll see if the fans like it. Everybody seems to like these Broncos. They're super popular right now. So
it's been a long time since you worked on a Bronco.
A long time, yeah. This car, we actually got it a while back with we weren't really sure what we were going to do with it. So it went to body and paint. We went through the suspension, disc brakes, the steering column is upgraded. Everything's basically upgraded like how we do for all the RestoMods. Because it's a classic Bronco, you want to bring a lot of that stuff up to modern standards. So we'll see. These are really fun, great summer vehicles. So that should be fun.
Nice.
So that's kind of what we've been working on with that. Over here, there's a couple other projects that we've been chipping away at. So you guys saw some of the videos that we made with the Cuda. We're going through a couple of fuel system things with the Cuda right now. So when we got it, it had a really good aeromotive pump in the tank, but it had like an LS style fuel pressure regulator. And the pump was kind of overwhelming the regulator, and it was seeing too high a fuel pressure at the rails. So we went ahead and replumbed it all. I put an adjustable pressure regulator with a gauge on it. I think we're going to redo the fuel rails, maybe with some billet fuel rails, so that we can upgrade like all the plumbing to AN style push lock plumbing. But other than that, this car is gorgeous. Somebody did a really good job building this car. A lot of custom details on this car. Everything from the K-member is an aftermarket tubular K-member with coilovers. And you can see little things they did, like they molded the fenders to the header panel here, so that's all one piece. Just a lot of neat little touches on this car. We upgraded the wheels and tires, changed out, it had a really big set of wheels and tires. We wanted to downsize that a little bit just to tone it down a little bit. But other than that, it's basically going to be a sweepstakes car as you see it. So I'm excited about this one. I mean, it's hard to beat 70 Cuda red with black interior, another Hemi powered car, modern Hemi. So it's just going to be a great car. This one's exciting. I'm glad we got this one.
This will be our first Cuda giveaway at some point, so somebody will have the chance to get their hands on our very first Cuda giveaway.
First Cuda, yeah, we did a Challenger. So that's the closest thing we've done. So we've been leaning a little more heavy into Mopars. We do a lot of Chevys still, so you'll notice there's still Chevelles around, Camaros around, but we kind of go back and forth between the Mopars and the Chevys. We get a lot of questions about why we don't do more Fords. We've done quite a few Fords. We've done Mustangs, an F100, and we've done some really cool cars. We did a 67 Fastback with a big block and a 4-speed. One of the reasons we've kind of shied away from them is because we just didn't get as many signups for those cars. Really iconic cars. We love them here. Joe, behind the camera, is actually a big Ford guy. He loves his Mustangs.
Yeah.
But yeah, just because of that, the reaction for how many people were entering to win, you know, we just see like a more broad appeal with the Chevys and the Mopars. So I mean, we'd love to do a Ford if we could get enough people interested in one. They're really cool cars. There's a lot of like Eleanor type cars and Resto modded Mustang fastbacks out there. Those are great cars, and we've run 2 of them. So, you know, we're not opposed to those cars. It's just right now, we've gone real down the rabbit hole with getting like a lot of Mopars. The other one is going to be this Ramcharger. You guys have seen this. This one's getting progress. Cooling systems in, inner fenders are in. This one's looking really good. The FiTech's on. So Regan's been cranking on this one. We're gonna start. We just had a meeting with Rick from RJ's Upholstery. We're gonna be running these Pro Car by Scat bucket seats. I think
Nice.
we might run them without a headrest just to get that open look and feel. And then we're gonna be looking at fabrics for the inserts. I think we wanna do like kind of a vintage style fabric for the inserts, and then like a really good high grade vinyl for the outside that's going to be durable outdoors. So he came over and looked at the seats we have and the back seat and the door panels. We'll get that all matched, and then inserts done as soon as we pick a fabric. So we're still cranking right along on this thing, so that should be good to give this one away too. This will be just whatever randomly selected YouTube subscriber gets this. Once we reach 100,000 subscribers, somebody's gonna be rolling in this Ramcharger. So,
And we did a lot of work, even just to the engine that came with this truck when we bought it. I mean, how much more capable is this truck going to be now with the mods that we did?
Yeah, so a lot of upgrades and modifications, but it's true to RestoMod fashion. So this was originally a big block 440 truck. It was like a forestry service truck that somebody had optioned out highly with AC and a big block. So we took the numbers matching big block to Cogswell Motorsport and Marine down south, and they did a number. Those are true Mopar guys down there. They knew exactly what to do with a cam package, aluminum heads, an intake. So this thing's been all completely rebuilt on the internals. So this would not surprise me if this engine made 500 horsepower, no problem. But it's also the original numbers matching block to the truck. We had the 727 gone through, and then we wanted to upgrade the axles. These had kind of a strange 5-lug, like not a light duty axle, but not really up to the task that we wanted to. So we upgraded to 1-ton axle. So it's all 8-lug. It's got a Danish 60 rear to handle that power. And then we did a 10-bolt, like a GM style front 8-lug axle. So with this kind of they're not a big truck, you know, the Ramcharger, and I don't think it's gonna weigh too much, but we got a lot of torque now. We got a strong transmission, strong axles. So this thing's gonna be pretty beefy. We did the right upgrades where it counts on it. So
Nice. Yeah, I'm excited to see this thing back on the road and off the road as well.
yeah, and off the road. Yeah, we had some fun with it. These are pretty capable vehicles. You know, they don't enjoy the popularity that like a Bronco or a Blazer does. So we've been up against that a little bit, finding parts for these. You know, a lot of times you're looking for good used parts, original parts to restore, because the aftermarket just isn't as on board with these as they are with like C10s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's been a little bit of an uphill battle, but it's well worth it with the uniqueness that this project has.
It's kind of a testament to the Ramcharger that the U.S. Forest Service was ordering these trucks back in the day.
Yeah. There's a ton of these that were ordered like for government vehicles. I know the Border Patrol was using this.
Chuck Norris used one.
Chuck Norris had one, so you know it's tough if he chose it. So yeah, these are tough trucks. It's just a matter of finding like the right parts combos and learning a little bit more about them. You know, we're not super versed in these because we're not around them as much as we are like C10s and even F100s. There's a lot more support for them. So we're learning along the way and trying to do it right and do all the right upgrades. So this is turning out really good, really nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
We've also got the twin turbo Chevelle back there, but that one's still a little ways out, right?
That one's a long ways out.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna do too many modifications to that. It's a Nelson Racing Engines twin turbo engine, Morrison chassis, just like the ultimate Chevelle. Like if you guys like the silver one is probably the best looking Chevelle that we've done, and it makes a lot of power and stuff. So we're just trying to up the ante. This one's actually gonna be an automatic. So driving experience is just different in that car. It's a turbo car, so it's just like also a high-powered Chevelle, but kind of a different formula to get there. So it'll be a twin turbo automatic. It's a Morrison chassis, really good car. Also an upcoming giveaway. So like I said, you want to stay in. If you get entered to win and you subscribe, your entries roll into the next giveaway. If you don't win, and we're trying to just bring better and better cars to the table so that you guys get excited about having the opportunity to own something like this. That's just a really nice RestoMod car, something with a really cool powertrain. We just want to do cars that we like. We love this type of car. So when we find good ones, we want to bring them to you. So.
The last car I want to talk about is blue. And there you are wearing
wearing
old blue t-shirt.
Where is blue?
I think blue is blue outside? Let's go see if blue's outside out here, because we've done so much to blue. Well, you guys did so much to blue. I just sat and watched, but some might say that blue is too powerful now
Let me get the keys to it.
Oh, okay. Some might say blue is too powerful now to be a grocery getter.
It's definitely not a grocery getter, but that Blueprint 427, I always struggle with this C10. Let's see if we can get it first try here.
There we go.
Yeah, so now we've been able to put some miles on it. It was dynoed. This thing made 505 to the wheels, but we've been driving the heck out of blue. We've been taking it out on weekends, just shaking it down because it's got all new everything. New transmission from Silver Sport, so that 4L65E is built to handle this power. The GM 12 bolt, we had it all gone through and put a posi in it, and then we did like 9-inch Ford axle housing ends to get rid of the C-clip eliminator type bearings, just to make it more reliable and serviceable. Big Wilwood disc brakes all around, Wilwood master cylinder, vintage air AC, FiTech obviously with the surge tank, so it's able to provide all the power it needs. Everything on the fuel system's FiTech, even our spark plug wires. We did everything we could as far as FiTech goes, and everybody kind of had hands on this in the shop. This was just kind of a passion project. Blue's been so good to us. And then we've been dialing the suspension because now it has all this power. We're out driving it around, and we had the suspension. It's a full QA1 setup that we did on this, and it handles amazingly. It stops good. It's a whole different truck than it was when we first got it. But there's so many suspension settings that we're trying to get this car to hook up. So we're dialing in the shocks on the rear and dialing in the front and getting rid of that kind of wallowing feeling. We had everything set up full soft to just test everything, and we're just going up click by click, dialing all that in. So it's super nice that the car has all the power, the suspension, the brakes, good transmission. And so now it's like overkill to just run to the parts store and stuff, but that's what we've been doing with it. We've been going to the tire shop, to JBA to get parts and wheels and tires and stuff with it. So we're still using it as a truck, even with all that power. So I don't know, Blue's it's a keeper. Unfortunately, we're never going to give this truck away, but it's nice to have like a really cool shop truck. So we've been putting some time into this one.
What I'll ask the viewers is if Blue had to go on the sidelines and never be a grocery getter truck ever again, what should be our next grocery getter if we had to get one?
Yeah.
I think one point you'd even said like maybe we did like a long bed C20 or something like that.
So like something like that would be able to actually tow a trailer and stuff. Blue can't do that. But I don't know, it's tough. Like I really like the patina on Blue too, because it gets used more because of patina. You're not worried about the paint or rock chip. So this thing's always on the freeway. We park it in whatever parking lot, and we're not that worried about it. So I think if we do another truck to run errands in, it probably has to be something with patina. But the right patina, you know, it's so hard to find the right patina where it's not just a mismatched kind of patched together car. So I don't know, I lean towards a 3/4 ton long bed something, whether it's a Dodge or you know, another C10 or maybe an older era truck. Even Suburbans, those have proven to be really good. I had a 68 3/4 ton Suburban, and they're great for, you know, throwing stuff in the back, towing, taking the crew around and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Right now, as you see, we got our hands full of projects, so this thing's doing the trick right now. But yeah, in the future, we might be looking for another cool shop truck to play with, and a workhorse. You know, Blue's turned into more of a sports car than a workhorse.
It really is. It's a sports car with a truck body on top.
Yeah, a little bit of a sleeper, but you know how it goes. The car guys can't leave anything alone, so
yeah,
escalate pretty quickly, and all of a sudden you have a full built patina truck. So,
well, let's walk back over to the Chevelle and just do one final send off.
I'm not crying. You're crying. Yeah. So this is it. This is 10 days left to win this. This is by far the best car that we've built here. Crazy performance out of this thing. It's a 427 Blueprint engine. All forged internals, 11-to-1 compression, 2.3 liter Magnuson supercharger. We went through and spiced up the pulley setup a little bit, so it's making probably as much boost as you want to make on 91 pump gas, but it's plenty of power for this thing. It dynoed, when it shipped to us from Blueprint, it dynoed 858 to the crank. We put a smaller pulley to add more boost at that point, redid the fuel system. We went to a drive-by cable from FiTech, which I really like, especially in a stick shift car. Getting rid of the drive-by wire helps with the feel. You know, it's a direct throttle feel, which is kind of what you want in a car that's this visceral. I mean, it's manual brakes, manual transmission, big wheelwood, so it stops on a dime. All QA1 coilover suspension, so it handles like it should. The chassis does not feel sloppy on this car at all. It's had a lot of chassis bracing done to it. And then the RideTech Tiger cage ties the whole body to the chassis. So it's all one unit, no flex on this thing. So when you're putting all that torque through this car, it doesn't feel like the car is gonna be twisting up. The 9-inch Ford rear end is a full floater setup, so it's above and beyond what we normally do as far as 9-inch Ford rear ends. It's like what you would kind of see on like a Grand National NASCAR. So full serviceability on that. Curry rear center section with 350 gears. All the Sparco seats in the interior, they're carbon fiber seats. There's just so much cool stuff on this car, and everything was touched from the ground up. So 10 days, and that's it. It's over. So make sure you get your entries for this one.
Yeah, and 50 grand is coming with this thing too, because we really want somebody to take this car off our hands. Well, we kind of do.
Well, yeah. So the last time we gave it away, it was the option, the car or 100 grand, and that's very enticing. That's 6 figures. So. You know, the previous winner, he did take the 100 grand. We weren't mad about it because we love this car. We kept it around. And then you guys spoke up. People wanted another chance to win this car. So no option to just take cash. Now it's the car plus 50 grand and donating some money to a charity as well. So it's the best of both worlds. You get the car and the cash. It's the wildest giveaway we've ever done, so it's going to be super exciting to see who gets behind the wheel of this thing.
Yep. Head to RestoMods.com, you guys. Claim those entries, because once the Chevelle is done, it's gone forever.
Yeah, that's it. Last chance. 10 days, less than 10 days probably when you're watching this. So don't hesitate. Go to RestoMods.com. You could be driving this.